What have you done to plan your 2021 in your restaurant? Hey everybody, Ryan Groffin here, author, speaker, chef, restaurateur, founder of therestaurantboss.com, clickbacon.com, and scalemyrestaurant.com. And we have had a fun day here in Ohio. We've been planning out. We're sitting with the entire executive team here with a brand that I work with, and we've been setting up for the year. Wade, you want to say hi? Hi. He's trying to get out of the camera. So I'm just going to flip the camera around really quick, and then I'll get into a little more detail here, but let me just quickly show you a scan of kind of what we've been working on here. So what we started out doing was a quick SWOT analysis, and then we transitioned into some different exercises. One is, what are we passionate about? What are we the best at, and what drives our engines? We started working on 4DX. I'll talk more about 4DX here in a second. We did an exercise that's one of my favorites, which is reality, results, roadblocks. And then we also looked at, urgent, not urgent matrices, matrix I don't know if that's a word or not, but we kind of filled all of that in. And the one thing you don't see up here is a start, stop, continue, but I'm gonna go ahead and break all of this down for you here in a second. So let's pick up where we left off there. Welcome back to my office. I wanna quickly take you through an exercise I call start, stop, continue. Now, most people don't have an unlimited amount of time, energy, or resources. So one of the biggest challenges that you run into is, well, your intentions are great, and in your best effort to start doing something new, a new habit, whether it be you want to start tracking your food costs better, you want to spend more time on the floor, you want to spend more time on marketing, you want to work out in the mornings, all these things you want to do, these things you want to start, it becomes a challenge because you don't have an unlimited amount of time, energy, resources in general. So in order to start something new, oftentimes we have to stop doing something old. We have to make room for it. I don't want to get into calendars here. I love calendars. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know how much I love calendars. But if you're not using a calendar, it's very hard to pinpoint the fact that you're running out of time every day and where that is and what you need to stop doing. You're probably just running around frantically, putting out fires and reacting to situations. But let's just think about this at this level only. In order to start something new, you have to stop doing something old unless you have extra energy, time, money, or resources where you could just work more in your day or hire more people to help you. If that's not an option, then in order to start something, we have to stop doing something. So let's quickly go into this exercise here. So what I want you to do is I want you to take out a piece of paper the long way. We used to call that the hot dog way in school. And I want you to draw yourself a big circle on one side, on the left side of the paper. I want you to draw yourself a big circle that takes up most of the paper but leaves some room on the right. And I want you to write the word start at the top, start. When I tell you to pause the video, pause it, not yet. And what I want you to do is for 30 seconds to a minute, I want you to nonstop write anything you want to start doing. Anything you're not doing now that you want to start doing. So go ahead and pause the video, 30 seconds, go. Okay, now that you've paused that video, or now that you've come back, what I want you to do is I want you to draw another circle that intersects that circle, like we're showing you here on the screen, that intersects that circle and leaves a little bit of room in the middle, and I want you to label this circle stop. Now, again, I'm going to have you pause the video, and for 30 seconds to a minute, I want you to write all the things you need to stop doing. All the things you need to stop doing to make room for this. These may be things that someone else on your team could be doing, but you haven't delegated it to them. This could be things that you just need to not be doing anymore, bad habits, whatever it is, but I want you to go ahead right now, pause the video, and create a list of things that you need to stop doing. Okay, great. Now that you're back, that section in the middle there, this Venn diagram, that section in the middle, I want you to label that continue. Again, we're going to pause the video here in a second, but continue. These are things that maybe at some point in time you stop doing, but you really should be doing again. They're not quite starts, they're continues. Now, maybe something from your start moves to continue, that's fine. But it's funny because a lot of times I get on the phone with restaurant operators, new clients for me, and they'll tell me 3-4 years ago their restaurant was doing great. Sales were higher, whatever it was. And I'll say, well, what were you doing 3-4 years ago? They'll say, well, I was at the restaurant more. I was doing more marketing. I was paying for advertisements. I was on the radio show once a week, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll say, well, are you still doing that? And they'll go, no, I stopped that, or I stopped doing that, and I haven't done much of that lately, and I don't spend as much time in the restaurant. And it's pretty obvious, but then it's often a wonder, well, if you stop doing the stuff that made you successful, why don't you start doing it again? So that's where the continue comes in. So let's go ahead, pause the video one more time for about 30 seconds, then come back and fill out continue. Now, I hope you're actually doing this. Don't just watch the video and say you're going to do this tomorrow or another time. If you're driving, pull over. You shouldn't be watching videos while you're driving, but if you are, pull over. If you're laying in bed, pause the video, go get a piece of paper, get back in bed, and turn the video back on. If you're in your office, close your door, rewind, start over, and do this. Do this with me now. This is real. This is your business. Don't push this off till later. Do it with me now. Pause the video, fill in the continue. Okay, now that you've got this great piece of paper of all these things you need to start doing, all these things you need to stop doing, and all these things you need to start doing again, the things you need to continue, just having this on paper is not the goal. That's the first step. You've got to get this stuff in your calendar now. You've got to make this happen. So you got to stop doing that stuff. You got to start doing this. You got to keep doing that. If you don't get this stuff in your calendar and you don't take action, what good is it to write it on a piece of paper? It's the start, but it's not the goal. Remember, you went through a great exercise here, but the difference between your success and your stress, struggle, and overwhelm is not going to be the information you know or the information you have written down on a piece of paper. It's going to be what you take action on. I love every single one of you crazy restaurant people. And remember, systems create freedom. Freedom creates value, and value creates scale. Have an absolutely amazing day. I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye. Are you struggling to grow your restaurant business? Are you failing to find the time to do all the things you need to do because you're stuck doing everybody else's jobs? This sucks. I know. I've been there. You're not alone. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is a plan and some new tools. And that is why I created Scale. It's my newest course for restaurant owners who want to grow their businesses and build an extraordinary brand. Learn more at scalemyrestaurant.com. I hope you enjoyed this week's training video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, would you go ahead and smash the like button right up there so you can get notified every week when we release a new free training video. I've also gone ahead and put a couple of videos for you here and here that I think you're going to enjoy. Remember, systems create freedom. Freedom creates value, and value creates scale. Manage systems, develop people, and be awesome.